Then, folks, hopefully everyone's having themselves a nice little day. We can go ahead and refresh this tab. Open it up. Nice. We got that working nicely. Auto find and activate YouTube. Lovely. Bring that online. And now we've got everything going nicely. So, Heidi, apologies for being a few minutes late. You might probably wonder, why is that? Well, I got stuff set up now. It's kind of nifty. I mounted a green screen to the wall on Sunday. Yesterday, actually. I suppose yesterday was Sunday. Okay, whoop. This was the wrong world. We need to go to Streamlands and load game here, because this was where we were playing. So let's do this. Right, we have a lot of things online now. We need to start looking for a few different little things that we can start having go out to some places. So this is going to be constantly producing reinforced iron plates, which is good for the meantime. So we're happy with that. Now, concrete, we need to find, well, we need to set up more automation for our concrete is the most important thing. We only have one producer making this at the minute. We need to increase that significantly. So let's see, can we get the logistics for this here going? And let's see, dimensional depot, wire and modular frames. We could possibly do, we could build a portable miner over here. And let's do that, in fact, then. We're going to set you up here. And you are going to connect over to here. So we're missing iron rods for that. But that's okay. Over this way. Let's bounce this way and now into here. Where are we? Are you the one for you're producing stuff? But in here is where we go to acquire it. So we can set up the power supply and everything going to the one over here. And we'll have it combine with the other one right here. So we're going to deconstruct you. We're going to assemble another constructor to go there. We need cables for that. Right. So we're going to need 4 constructors. All 4 constructors are going to be feeding in. Let's get this concrete up and running. That's our big thing, is getting concrete up and running. So in here, we'll grab those, and that should be plenty for us to work with. We also need to go and build a, what do you call it? So we do. So over here, equipment workshop, we're going to build one of these. Now, this one is going to be used to build alongside up here. And it will work alongside our other ones. So you are going to up here. Then you are going to feed to here. You are going to go around this way. And then you will feed to here. So you here, we're going to build 4 constructors. So 1, 2, 3, and let's do the 4th one here. So deconstruct this and this. We want all 3 of these merging into each other. So right, we are going to need splitters that are going to be 2 and 2. So in here, and then in here. You into there, you into there, you in from here, and you in from here. Now, we need 2 mergers as well. So maybe, let's see, splitter. So we're going to need something that's going to split these into here. You round like this, and you round like this. Or are we? Right, let's try and work this out. We got 3 groups that are all producing a lot. So all 3 of you are going to feed in to, we'll set up mergers here. So there's 1, and there's 2. So we can have 1, right, I think I've got it. You will feed you into there. You are going to feed you into there, and you're going to split from there. You will go into there, and you will go into there. You are going to feed in from this. You're feeding from that, and then you, we will have go around to here. So let's actually change you back to this. Right, all of this is, you're a Mark II and you're a Mark II. You need to be a Mark I, you need to be a Mark I. You'll be a Mark I, and then all that stuff over there should be, right, so you're going to do your thing and feed into there. Yous are going to feed into this, so right, let's get 2 mergers going. So you feed like this, and you will feed like this. You're going into here, and you're going into here. Let's have you go in straight. You do this, and then I guess what we'll do is just have 2 of these here. So you and you. Well, no, I think I can get away with just using a Mark I. Right, so now you are going to connect to here. You'll connect to that. You connect to this, and then you go to this. You're going to connect this. You're also going to run over to here, and you'll be in charge of powering this. So, right, you are going to be concrete. We're going to copy, paste, paste, and paste. So, you need to connect to this. That'll get that operating nicely. Okay, you're doing fine. You are going over to here. Then you go over like this. You go up here, into here, and then you go to here. Right, so that will start that going. Now, we have 4 groups that are now producing concrete. So, small mercy, we can go ahead and load in concrete to each of these. That's limestone going into those, and we're good. So, other bits to look at. Reinforced iron plate, for some reason, is not really... Is it just not connecting in from over here? A little confused as to why it's not. This here, you should be feeding in So there's reinforced iron plate going to there. Oh, that'll possibly be it. Oh, it's maybe just the... Yeah, it's just what's uploading at the minute. That's okay. So we can just upload stuff. Oh, wait. We still need to research that. So how do we research it? Let's have a look and find out. Go over this way, and nope, you're not the researcher. You are for hard drives, alien technology, right, storage. Let's add this to our to-do list. The SAM fluctuators we can deal with relatively easily. The other stuff is the computers. We're not going to be able to deal with that nearly as easily, so I think it's time for us to start going and looking for some hard drive stuff. Particularly up along there in the big dangerous places, because that is where we're going to find higher tier items. And that is going to be very useful for our research. Particularly, we might also get like Mercer spheres from this direction or something. I mean, we can see there's Mercer spheres somewhere along here. It's showing up on our little object scanner, so we may as well just go and see what all we can find. So it's somewhere up here. And here it is. So that's going to do its act on us. But we can take you out pretty easily and grab this here. Nice little bit for us. This will unlock this.
The effigies ripples through our temples, our veins nearly touch. He is shy. Notes shall be taken and prayed.
From a certain perspective, your brain looks like it is processing language, but there is no auditory data. If you are
Didn't realize it was playing the audio through the speakers as well. Let's grab some Caterium ore while we're here. And that's us taking care of that. Now let's use our parachute to try and climb some mountains.
Such as high conductivity and malleability. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
So right, if we can slide up this here rock face, which it looks like we kind of can, to a degree, then we'll try and slide this way up as well. Ooh, here's a nice little bit we can try and climb. Let's go up this here way. The cliff is proving to be a little bit trickier to climb than I thought. Okay, right. I guess we're just gonna have to keep flying and hope. Oh, well, we got some Mercer sphere stuff. Ooh, there's a purple fire slug. Not exactly what we're after, though. This here way, if we can use this to get up above. Well, I suppose there is the... Ooh, there's a Mercer sphere down there. Could be very good for us. So let's try and grab it. Now, we gotta do our melees on these guys. Hey, got him. Lovely. Now, these here guys are going to take more hits to take down. You took 5. All right. Let's see. What is mad at us? Okay, it's a spitter. But the good thing is the spitter does not have a hatcher nearby. Right, there we go. Got the remains of that. Lovely. We got this. Now we'll grab this Mercer Sphere. And we can grab all of this stuff while we're here. A lot of wood, which is not a bad thing to have. So we'll grab these as well. And if we continue along the shoreline, I'm pretty sure we do come up to a hard drive somewhere here, which will be very helpful for us. Nice little sulfur deposit here, which will be good. Never hurts to have more of this stuff. So that's why I'm going to harvest it. That's fine. And what else do we got over this way? Have we gone right past it? I'm pretty sure we're approaching what should be Oil Island. So we must have gone... Oh, no. Never mind. We didn't. Okay. Oh, boy. That's a problem for us. These hatcher bugs are going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, you need to stop what you're doing. We need to re-heal. Like, just avoid damage until we get back to 3 hit points. And then, oh. So it does 2 damage per strike. We're trying to get this here. So we need to be very careful while we're approaching this. Hey, managed it. Lovely. So now we can go ahead and mine this sulfur. And that'll be us ready and sorted. Now, let's go back to here and we'll take out the hatcheries. I love the way you can hear the Blade Runners activate as you jump. They didn't need to include that little touch, but the fact that they did, real chef's kiss moment. Right, so all of these things are now sorted. This one's just plain old operational. Happy days. Let's grab the hard drive out of it. And now we gotta look to see some computers. Let's try and find some computers that are... Oh, bugger. That is a big ol' problem. Very dangerous there. We almost died. In fact, if it wasn't for the health regen, we definitely would have died. That would have been very bad for us. So there we go. That's some SAM fluctuating done. Or no, some sulfur mining rather. Shame we don't have a... what do you call it? But... you know, I didn't reckon we were going to find computers the first time round. It was always going to be a long shot. So let's try and get this here. Oh, come on. Work with me, will you? There we go. This is better. Now we can just Mercer Sphere grab this. Never hurts to have more of these. I will jump across this way. That's like a gas pillar place, which is not going to be good for us. Over this way, we could... Let's try it. Let's try and make our way up here. See what all there is. So we got lots of vines and everything. Nope, don't think we're gonna make it up that way. So I guess we're gonna try going down here instead. And see just what all we got. Ooh, is that a summer sloop up there? That looks like a summer sloop. Let's go try and see if we can find it. Or a way up to it, rather. Because even if it's only a Mercer Sphere, happy days, it's a Mercer Sphere. Well, that was something at least. Let's grab the Pyre Slug. And now we'll whoop and bounce. That's going to be a problem for us getting up to there. We don't have a ranged weapon yet. That's definitely a problem up there. Way too much potentially threatening life forms. So let's try up here instead. Up we'll go. And pray to God Almighty that whatever it is up here, it's not gonna hit us. Grab this, and I guess we'll use the barrel nuts. Go ahead and munch a bunch of these. Okay. Okay, right, come on. Let's try going up this way or something. Oh, scheisse. Well, at least we got the computer part of it. So, yeah. Let's start leaping back down home. I'm gonna put a hard drive icon right there. So, that's us nicely taken care of there. Over this way, we'll see what there is. Where to? Suppose we could drop off up top. Let's not, in fact. Let's just drop all the way whoop, down to here, activate our parachute, which is very good for us. This here, no space left in depot. Lovely. So that there and the heavy modulars, we'll go ahead and take those. This, we're going to drop the stuff into here. Let's get those stators. We'll have some of these. Get some quartz uploading. A little bit of copper sheeting. Have that do all its things. So up here, we can have a look and see. So SAM fluctuators. What do we need for SAM fluctuators? We need reanimated SAM. And we have a good amount of that, potentially. So let's head back up to the top, and that will be where we harvest all of it from. We have up by our coal power plants, nice little place there. So yeah, I guess we gotta go along this way. At least we're not annoying that. We're not annoying these guys either. So yeah, we're doing pretty okay as far as things go. Eventually, expanded infrastructure is going to be very helpful for us. Up here, and bounce and slip and slide and all of that. So this way, right, that will go directly up almost. We will try, on the other hand, to keep on going up here. So I guess we're taking the old-fashioned way. Let's bounce. If I can jump onto this and then try to get this up. There we go. Let's jump up this way. And right, we're going to have a nice bunch of stuff that we can collect up, which is going to be good for us. And eventually we can set up train stations and all. That'll be a very helpful thing for us. Because then we can start having a main production area, I guess. I would say probably our best area for a mega factory is going to be along the shorelines. So that is over there. Let's go. Keep on jumping, keep on sliding, and it's up this way. Here we go. There we go. Lovely. So into here. Whole pile of SAM. Grab as much as we can of that. And this will be us leading the way. Grab some of these peel berries while we're up here as well. And slip and slide. So this here is going. Fuel refineries are also going to be a good thing once we get to it. So you are coming with me over this way. And we are going to head back, upload the manual depot uploader blueprints. We'll research a hard drive at the same time. Do I have... Here is my question. Do I have a tin of Monster up here? I do not. I'm going to have to go and grab one in a minute. So let's do that quickly, and that should be us fine. So over this way, get the SAM fluctuators all created. We'll have 4 of those, and then we can upload to our inventory, I guess. Maybe we should upgrade our rate of upload. That might be the best thing for us. Now, basic steel production. Is that... Well, yeah, actually that would be very good for us. So we should do that, in fact. Over this here way, and we'll have it work. And we can drop and slide. There we go. No. No, we can't set this to upload just yet. Right, we need to drop something off. So we'll drop this off. And we need to create reanimated Sam. So you know what? While it's doing that, I am going to go get myself that beverage I was mentioning. And I'll be back in uno momentito. Okay, dokels. There we go. That is me back, not only with a tin of Monster, but also with something equally important. Chocolate. Because I am a hungry fella. Love it. Right. Time for more SAM fluctuators. And there we go. Right. Alien technology. Oh, wait, hang on. We gotta have them in our inventory. That's okay. Let's drop those back down here. We'll also grab these. Sort everything while we're at it. SAM fluctuator. Yes, please. And alien technology. Right. Start research on the manual depot uploader. Good stuff.
Manual depot uploader
So,
unlocked.
what we
Storage
can do
dimension and
is
pocket
set
dimension now connected, both
hard
lines
drive
and stable. Parts can now
to
be uploaded
that.
to the
We can
storage
upload
dimension
this
directly from
and
the
this.
inventory.
No.
Note,
Modular
the storage
frames.
dimension now understands the boundaries of the pocket dimension and recognizes the distinction between matter belonging to the Pioneer's inventory and
I
matter
think
belonging
we're
to the
going to need to
Pioneer.
upgrade this assembler here.
In the shallows within the deep,
You're no longer going to be just that. I want you doing modular frames.
I'm sure strange is the correct term for what this must feel like to you.
So this here. Okay, we don't have alternate frame things, so. Right, let's try this. And just have this produce a crap ton of them. How many will you produce? 2 per minute. That's not great. It's going to be more economical for this to just produce this then. Right, so that'll do that. Lovely. You're doing this now. Let's construct these ourselves, I guess. We'll build 50 of them if we can. There is 6. I mean, the automation process for them takes as long, actually longer,
longer for it to be made that way. So right, we've got 26 of those now. In here, we're going to grab these. We're also going to sort everything. And make more of these. I need 24 of these. So come on then. Lovely. Now, steel is officially unlocked.
Milestone reached. Coal and iron can be combined in the foundry to start steel production. Project part number 2, the versatile framework, can only be created via automation, not at a crafting bench. Delivering these to the space elevator is essential if we are going to complete phase 2 of project assembly and save the day. Fix it and humanity is
Okay,
alive.
you. I can connect that to here. Then I can have this produced here. So you will be produced here, and you'll connect in to a storage container eventually there. That will then combine in with another storage container that I can fill up with coal on subsequent trips. Actually, no, you know what? Our steel plant is going to be way, way down this way. So let's try and see. You're doing that, but over here, Logistics Mark III. This is something we need. So we need 200 steel beams. We also need 200 steel tubes. Right, we've got all of this crap loaded in. Let's also upload a whole pile of this stuff. There we go. There's... Okay, so you upload from the left-hand side further out. Let's grab this, then this. I guess we'll have all of this stuff feed in. You'll go in like that, and then you, I guess we go in with. There's our 3 here. 6, 9, 10, and let's drag you over to here. So this will be us ready to go. Do we have what we need over here for... First things first, water extractor. We need 1 of you. We need coal-powered generator. We need 3 miners operational. We need foundry. Power, coal-powered generator. Right. What have we got? We need copper sheets. So we do. Oh wait, copper sheets might be this way. Let's find out. Well, it turns out we've got 110 steel beams at least. Let's grab these. modular frames we could use some more of. We also need rotors and copper sheets. Right. 6 of these. Copper sheets, we're going to need a lot of, in fact. Because I think the water extractor also requires copper sheets. We're also going to need iron rods, we're going to need wires, we're going to need cables. Yeah, this is going to be expensive. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No space left in the depot. Right. Ah, damn it. As stators and not rotors. Rotor requires a crap ton of screws. Okay, dokes. Down to here. And, oh, not enough space in inventory. Well, in that case, let's load. Oh, really? We can't actually load those in just yet. Okay. These here we'll get rid of. Actually, we can just upload these here. And that'll be us. So, this here, build another 12 of these. Now, 2 more of these. That should be us with any luck. Ooh, okay. Please be something good. Wet concrete. I love that. We're getting that. Hard drives, start the next one researching. Power line, power pole. Logistics. A lot of those. So, right, let's get our things going. This here, we need pipeline Mark 1. That's going to require a bit of things. Organization. 3 of these. So we should, with any luck, be fine. Well, it's quartz, so you know what? It's fine. Let's get that uploaded. Upload this as well. We'll upload this as well. All so that we can gradually build up our iron and steel production. Steel more so than iron, I guess. So there we go. That's that done. Now, here, we need to have this go all the way down. So, you, production, miner Mark 1, you're going to go from here and you're going this way. I want you just being a straight shot. You are going down this way. You'll go down here. You can do your little... Okay, damn it. You're going to do a sloop. Fine. You'll be like this. You go to here. Now, over this here way, let's build a water extractor right here. Okay, that's that taken care of. Let's try and get this other guy here. Okay, good. You perished. I like that. You will upload the grass. We also upload this. So, yeah, you're definitely gonna... You four go to here. You go to here. And you'll stay here. Right, so you are gonna be here. Power, coal power generator. You feed into here. We'll get the water line running from here over to here. You connect to this. You'll connect to this and this. Now, just to get these temporarily running, we should build a biomass burner. And let's grab some cheap biomass. So right, this will burn 120 per minute. You feed into here. So you're going to burn that. Let's load 8 more leaves into there. Over here, we'll go load another 36 in. You are another impure node. Interesting. I didn't realize there was 3 down here. But still. This is probably gonna not work for us. This has blown the fuse at least, but our water is full.
A familiar pattern is emerging in your brain. Please assess yourself for signs of concussion. If necessary, a replacement
Right,
plan
so
will
this
be
here.
dispatched. Work must continue. Replacement delivery schedule estimate.
We will get
Error
you
years.
to feed to here. And then we want to set up a foundry here. And this foundry is going to feed in from this on one side and from here on the other. So you mining. Let's get you feeding around this way. Okay, you're not going to help us out there, but that's okay. We can get you working there. Let's try this again. Awesome. This is going to burn 15 per minute. You are producing 30 per minute. So we can upgrade this here. in time, before the meantime, we're going to have you. You are going to be a merger here. You over here are going to have a splitter. And you are going to split and feed into here. So you feed up to here. You'll have this operational. And then we'll also have this lead all the way up to here. Got that online. Lovely. Let's put the other one here. Another one up here. And you connect to this. So we could upgrade this with a whole pile of stuff, but it's going to be 120 per minute this will produce. Let's get this here. Raw quartz. Lovely. Now, we need to deal with fluid handling at some point. Well, that was a little bit silly biscuits of us, but that's okay. Organization, storage container. Let's get you connecting to here. You are going to connect into, right. First things first, let's switch you offline. You are going to go to here. So you will feed down into this. You will feed into this. And we'll set up a similar thing for our coal. You are going to go to here. And then you will just go default to here, I guess. You are going into here. And your whole thing is going to be steel ingots. So, power line, connect into this. And let's see just what our stuff is like. So the max consumption is going to be 51 megawatts. That's okay. We can work with that. So this here is producing 30. This is producing 30. So, all right. We'll be fine on this here. Let's load all of this in. Hey, Sentry. If you have arachnophobia, is this game going to be an issue? I will show you, actually, a fantastic little thing about this. Where is it? Gameplay? Arachnophobia mode. I'm going to apply arachnophobia mode and show you what the spider creatures in this look like when you have arachnophobia mode enabled. Now, I will say it doesn't affect the corpses of them, but this is arachnophobia mode. So, yeah. You can play this with arachnophobia mode on, and it is much more palatable. I tend not to play with the arachnophobia mode on, but it is... I know, Pale Moon Queen. I know. I always feel bad with the cats. The fact that they do the little sad meow whenever you take one out, that's the thing that always gets me. Which is why I tend to prefer just fighting the spider-like creatures. But how are you going, Sentry? And how are you going, Paleman? Hopefully you are having yourselves a lovely little Monday. Is it as warm where you are as it is here? Because here it is unpalatably warm. Extremely excruciatingly hot today, which is unfortunate. And then tomorrow I get to be in the office, which is fantastic. This is how my building is going, by the way. I am not establishing Pretty Little Things just yet because of the fact that I do not have train lines currently. It is something I will be building eventually. I will be setting up train lines that will carry all of the resources that I want to move across areas. But up until that point, we are sadly stuck with really, really ugly spaghettified cables and all of that kind of jazz. So we may as well leave that to do its thing. But I will say, having a time already. Ah! Hey! Well, yeah, no, that's fair, you know. Like I get that, you know, we all kind of have a bit of a time now and then. Hopefully things are going pretty well. I'm glad you got the game though. I have a few other ones lying about that I need to actually see about, but I meant to actually fire a message when I got back from South Africa, but then at that point I just sat and binge played games for an entire friggin' week whenever I was finally back home. Sat, binged a bunch of games, did a bit of streaming, all that kind of silly stuff. And then now I've been working a little bit more on. You don't have insurance somehow? Like health insurance? Because that's like a thing that you Yanks really kind of need. But then again, at the same time, I'm not entirely surprised. Molded beam. This I like. This I like. We're going to hang on to that one, and we're going to do a little scan of a hard drive here and see what we got. We can sort this, and it'll be fine. Let's build this, and right. No, what we need to do is logistics. Do that. So this will then feed all of the stuff into there. But yeah, no, it's yeah, that sounds like something that would definitely be extremely important to have. I did see very cool hairstyle though. Hairstyle looks very nice. In your latest sort of ones. So, you know, yeah, looks like it suits you pretty well. How the fuck you have it but don't have it at the same time? That sounds like just standard United States, doesn't it? So like, hey, I've got this health insurance thing, but also at the same time I don't have health insurance. That's probably one of the most American sentences you could possibly think of. I know. I know. You guys are doing so well. You're doing so well. It's fantastic. You know, you're having a great time doing all of these things, you know. America definitely not looking like an imploding nation right now. Doesn't look like a pile of utter dipshits at all. Went on a whole rant earlier. It's difficult not to go on a rant about that. Like, yeah. I mean, there was one of the funniest things for me was so the field I work in, occasionally we would have to deal with, you know, international emails, all that kind of stuff. And one of the most amusing things was we got an email talking about it's like, hey, payments, like any payments made to the United States banks are going to probably take several weeks longer than anticipated because of, and this was the thing that I found hilarious, unprecedented economic market collapses caused by President Donald Trump. And I was like, wait, hang on, a bank actually named the president as the reason for it? I was sat there as just like, I fucking love this. They are pulling no punches. No punches pulled. And I was like, I fucking well approve of that guy. The one who sent that email. I was like, that is hilarious. But yeah, that's that was my big haha hee hee thing that I had to deal with, was reading that email and just being like, hey, did you guys receive this email? And checking with the ones in the office, they were like, oh yeah, I think I received an email like that. And I was like, well, like, did you read the email? They were like, I skimmed it, like I got the gist of it. I was like, but did you read it? And they were just like, oh my god. Like they named him as the reason? I was like, yep. That guy doesn't want to work in the US office. To know who you applied through the state, like I always do. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, you know, it's federal will tell you it's state, state will tell you it's federal, and then if you get one of them to admit that it's not them, but they don't actually want to do it, then eventually they'll just go, it's like, hey, so it's not state, it's not federal, so eventually, you know, maybe it's going to be municipal is who you're having to contact. And it's like, yeah, fucking no, buddy. No. No one is contacting municipal over this. So this here, we got 45 per minute. So we are consuming this here nicely. We've got the 45 per minute. We've got that doing its thing. This is continually flowing. Alrighty. Happy days. So we can use this to produce some steel type stuff. You know, we're going to make some steel, and it's going to be beautiful steel, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be really strong steel. It's going to be the strongest steel. And you know what's great is there's going to be no tariffs on the steel. No steel tariffs here. We're not having to deal with any of that. Yeah, that's going to be a fucker trying to... Yeah. That's wild. You should just like flee the US. You know, find like a country that actually has a stable economy and actually looks after people, and just like go there. It's not going to be long before like eventually some countries are starting to go, it's like, hey, so we're starting to see, I mean, hell, at the minute we're seeing so many people like being turned down over here because it's like, hey, yes, so we don't like we can't handle any more Americans. Like the amount of American research scientists and everything that are trying to leave to get research jobs elsewhere. It's like, wow, that's friggin' wild. Let's produce a whole pile of these steel beams, I guess, is going to be our thing. We'll use these here to produce steel beams. Then, yeah, that is also an annoying thing. Well, on the plus side, you know, like, not going to be in America for very long anyway. Not at this rate. At this rate, it's all going to go way, way downhill. So, right, let's see what I need for a dimensional depot. We need 10 modular frames. So for that, we're going to need reinforced, and we're going to need these. So let's do that. Over here, we got that, and we need the iron plates. So let's get these. And we're going to use this stuff. Right, you've got that. We're going to take this 100 here and use it to make the 10 modular frames we need. And then build it so that we can upload the steel directly from that base over there into our base, or like our inventory. So it'll have a constant influx of new steel ingots. That is my plan. That's what we're going to do. So here's 8 and 10. Right. Or do we... Maybe we have 2. Yeah, maybe let's do that. Let's have 2. So that when we go over there, we can set up 2 constructors, do an output splitter that will feed in, and then we'll be able to have 2 constructors, one doing beams, one doing pipes, and both of them will feed into an eternal supply. That'll be us. So yeah, let's head back and get that done. Boy. What all are you doing with yourself these days anyway, Peelman? I haven't even caught up since... God, I can't actually remember the last... You were in, It was a food place you were in before, wasn't it? Are you still in the same industry, or have you landed yourself another sort of thing? What is the day-to-day like for you? And also, for the other half, how's he getting on with things? I remember the last time we were properly speaking and all, he had got like a sort of management-y type position, which sounded pretty exciting. How is he getting on with all of that sort of stuff? Let's do one there and... Whoop. Okay, nope, you're not going to work like that. Fine. Let's get you offline. And then you... Really? Right. Do this. And then this. Okay. Don't get the time anymore. Oh, yeah. That's fair. That's something that happens quite a lot, is not having the sort of time. I struggle finding time for lots of sort of stuff at the minute. You are going to feed into this. You are going to feed from this. So let's have you making steel beams. You will make steel pipes. You are going to make there and there. You will feed from there. You will feed from here. Let's have you connect into here. You will also connect into here. Let's get you producing... Oh, nope. Wrong thing. You feed into here. You feed into here. There we go. This will be on... I tend to play on the PSP or play Clone Hero. Clone Hero is one that I haven't heard in a long, long time. There's a couple of ones I used to like be in a band with. One of the guys there was big into his Clone Hero. And also incredibly good at it. Like he had the like custom guitar thing on it and all. And I was like, Jesus. How are you like just casually blitzing through all the songs, playing all that stuff? It was impressive, to say the least. Let's load these into here, and we'll load these into here. The Wii guitar and the custom polybar. I only have my guitars, which you can sort of... Oh, wrong side. You can see the headstocks of them there. You can also see, that's my 3D printer. Just gonna throw the sheet back over those. Really? Come on, my buddy. There we go. Lovely. Still has the original World Tour guitar. Jesus, there's a game I haven't thought of in a long, long time. I used to play crap tons of World Tour. I actually got reasonably okay at it after a while. And then... I think I preferred the drums from like World Tour because it had the cymbals and all. A Bamboo Labs. It's not actually, it's just a Creality Ender 3 Pro. Just a 220mm base plate thing. I haven't printed a great deal on it yet, but there's a wedding coming up in a few weeks that I'm headed to. And it's the wedding for the one who does the DMing for our Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We're doing like Curse of Strahd, and have been for the past couple of years just because we never really get much time to play through it. But for the wedding, she wants each of us to have like a prop from our character. So I've printed the sun pendant as a base sort of one. I'm going to have to do a little bit of tweaking to the model and everything just to get it looking a lot better. So I need to print a second one of it. I need to print demon horns for the DM's character, because the DM plays Tiefling in a lot of her stuff. There is... like, one of them might just be using a bird thing, but my character is the one I know the most about, obviously. My character is a Dwergar, a deep dwarf, called Umgak Bauxite. Now, Umgak is a little bit of an idiot. So he is. And Umgak, well, he has a pet rock. And this pet rock is called Thump, because he thought whenever the rock fell from up above in the cave he was in, he thought, oh, that sound, that must be the stone introducing itself. So clearly, the rock is called Thump, because when it fell and landed in a puddle, it went like thump and made that sound. And that's why my character has a stone called Thump that I spent like 100 and something gold pieces on in order to be able to buy a tuxedo for it. There is like, where do you get like sort of good sort of STL files from and all? I know a good bit of mine I've sort of been looking on like Thingiverse and everything, but I'm not 100% sure if there are some other good ones. I've got like a few like STL packs that I've got over the past wee while. But one of the things I want to eventually build up Maker's World through Bamboo Labs. I wonder if they have one that's not just bamboo related that you can get separate. Because that would definitely be much handier for me. Because yeah, there's a few things I want to pick up. And one of them is going to inevitably be, I want a full set of Space Marine armor so that I can wear that. I'm probably going to paint it like, maybe like Blood Ravens or something. Just so a lot of ones will be, I mean, they'll just be like, oh, hey, Blood Ravens, why are you playing Blood Ravens? You know they steal everything. I was like, yeah. So, what's wrong with the Blood Ravens? You're only saying that because you're upset about the fact that now someone else has cool stuff. It's not just your relic anymore. But if I didn't go for that, I'd maybe go for... The problem is, like, Black Templars, like the Maltese Cross, to some people, they think is actually like, yeah, no, I don't like the Maltese Cross just because of historical representations of Templars and all the history of Teutonic Knights and all. M3Fs and the S. That's not bad, actually. Because I think I have a similar thing through, like, I think they call it, like, Creality Marketplace. But there's a whole pile of stuff that's like, hey, pay for this. And it's like, but I don't want to pay for it. I want free stuff. Like, it gives you, like, the software and all for free. But then a lot of the STLs are just like, hey, so you're going to have to pay for this STL. And it's like, I appreciate. And, you know, I mean, yeah, the software Maker's World is free, but, like, is everything that's on it free? Because there's lots of ones, even on, like, the sites that have a bunch of free models, lots of places where they're just like, yeah, so this is going to cost you in order to be able to use this kind of stuff. And it's like, well, that's a shame. Let's find out how much steel we have lying back this way. And we should also look, so the versatile framework, we need 1,000 of it, we need 100 of the automated wiring units, and we need 1,000 smart platings. Whoop. I love this bit. Just before you land. So you have a pile of ingots. This here is producing all right. Let's get this loading in that. And steel. We got 31 beams. Take these and the pipes. Right. Let's switch this offline. And we're gonna only be producing the beams from now on. But maybe what we should be doing, let's disassemble this, and we don't need this or this, or this. We'll also break this down. We could, on the other hand, be getting away with an assembler here. We don't have what we need for it. Okay, well that's okay for now. So let's have you do, you feed into here, and you'll feed into there. You will just connect into this. And let's just have you making a whole crap ton of steel beams. So you do your thing over this here way. I guess we could possibly look at, is it a normal node over here or is it not? Are you pure? Nope, you're just normal. Still, that'd be 60 instead. We're kind of limited by our steel at the minute anyway. I know once we get to tier 5, we can get trains, and once we have trains online, trains are going to be the godsend for a lot of our stuff, because we can have a train network that'll send all the stuff through. Bamboo and Makers Labs. Ask for a tip or a boost. Link to their Etsy if you want to buy it. Oh. Yeah, I've seen a few ones that do sort of the, like, print on demand thing. They'll just be like, hey, if you've got an STL, you can send it through to us. We'll print it and ship it to you. And it's like, that's not bad. I just mostly at the minute, I'm trying to get better at, like, little bits of 3D modeling. But I'm also trying to get better at graphic design, video editing. I'm trying to get better at too many things. And it's meaning I'm not getting any better at any of them at the rate I should. But I do like that about being community run. I must actually sign up for it and save a wee note for it. Could be very, very helpful for me. So right, over this here way. Let's see what we got. You have produced this, right. Basic iron ingot. Automated miner, nope, and nope. Steel frame. Oh, that takes 60 seconds. 36 seconds, I think. We'll keep both of those open, just in case. And right, down this here way. Oh, wait, crap. I just realized I have it building the wrong thing out. I don't actually need steel beams being uploaded at the minute. I need steel pipes. So I just cocked that up, which is very unfortunate. Let's go and rectify that, so we will. So eventually, once everything is all set up, then at that point I'm going to establish a nice little beachfront base, which is actually probably going to be on the water. And in that base, I'm going to ship all the raw materials I can find into that base. From there, then it will just be one big giant mega factory that goes as far as the eyes can see. But it will take a while to get up to that point. This here, okay, so you are yellow because you're, yeah, you stopped producing because you were maxed out. Let's get this here done. Send a link to it on, ooh, Dankeschön. That is muy apreciado, steel pipe. So you're going to produce 20 per minute. And you're consuming all those ingots and all. Right, this here. Lovely. I guess we'll have that go. We may as well upload it then. We'll also upload our Mercer sphere. Some fluctuators as well. Do this. Modular frames. And what else? Wood, I guess. We can upload the wood. So this here is going to produce 20 per minute. You're also going to consume 30 per minute, but you are producing 45 per minute. So we're actually going to build up steel ingots inevitably. let's have you produce. You'll shift stuff quicker. So once this gets to 100, it'll start backlogging, and then this will fill up. And once that fills up, then yay! We're good. So this here is going to produce a whole pile. There we go, 72 of these here. Tired of fighting. Left a print going, so you splice a new roll in. Wouldn't stop the print. Oh, crap. Are you having a problem with bed plate adhesion on it then? Because I had a big problem with that there. Actually, recently I had a big problem with it. What ended up being the trick was I bought 4 little tiny spirit level dot things. So well no, it was a pack of 5, so now every time I go to print something, I always just make sure the bed's leveled, because there is a slight slant to the floor in here. It's like a couple, not even a couple of degrees, it's probably only like 1.2 degrees or something, but it's still a very slight slant. And that was sort of throwing off my adhesion, even though I'm using like a magnetic plate. And playing about with it and fixing the temperatures ended up being a massive thing. Oh, one of the thinner bits got too cool. That was a problem, was like temperatures on mine. So because I'm using like the CRPETG, I think you call it. Yeah, I'm using the PETG stuff. Right, there's 1 and 2. Lovely. This is us ready. Lovely. So that is that done. Vehicular transport could be a good one to have. Or do we do advanced steel production? This will do like minor Mark II. Expanded power infrastructure. That could also be handy. Maybe let's go for this. And we're gonna stock up on a whole pile of stuff for this. So let's sort this, and then sort this. That'll do the job.
Now back to work.
I'm trying to think yeah, at the minute I'm using like 235 for all of my prints, but then I've got my bed at 90, which is definitely quite hot, but it does seem to be like the best one for the magnetic plate that I've got as the bed now. And then every like couple of prints or something, I'll just take the magnetic plate off, give it a good clean up and everything, and then run a glue stick over it, and that was helping. But I also find like the thinner little bits, the thin bits tend to be a little bit flimsy on mine, so I'm trying to avoid having any thin sort of pieces to it at the minute. I'm wanting everything to be a lot chunkier. And where possible, like for the, whatever you call the sun pendant, like amulet of the sun, or like the holy symbol of Raven kind or something. Oh, does he just toss the plate back on? Oh. Yeah, no, you gotta spend a little bit of time getting your thing sussed out first. That looked like we could get away with, if we had a crap ton of cable, which we do, this plus, let's get some of these remains going. So we will. And remains. Grab these. No. Hog protein, Hatcher protein, and the spitter protein. Have all of these do their thing. You here. And then eventually alien DNA capsules so that we can get a few more of these things. We should possibly look at using the Fix-It sink a little bit more. Like, what all recipes are there that could be worthwhile? Management, okay, like the conveyor and the wall power pipeline stuff, that could all be very good. Kept throwing errors. Yeah, admittedly, sometimes I'm a bit like that. I'm a little bit impatient sometimes. Actually, not sometimes. I'm very impatient almost all the time. Let's go for this here. We'll go for this and 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 this. So these are all going to be the things. That's going to cost 15 tokens. I mean, at least with mine, I have the benefit of mine is the magnetic one. So, you know, I just have to lift it off and then reset it down. But I still do, like, check the leveling on it every time I go to print something. So, you know, I'm kind of a little bit okay. I'm really not that, like, I could do with being better with it, but you know how it is. I have always been a silly biscuit. Protein inhaler? Maybe. Nope. This, oh, Caterium. You could be the useful thing to get next. Expanded tool belt. Do we want 100 rotors and 50 fabric? We do, kinda. Nutrients, we could use some of that stuff. Fire slugs, Right, once this lands in 5, 4, 3, 2. I also like the fact that you actually see the freighter land again. I like that little bit. So it does its thing. Right, those are doing that okay. Now, rotors. Oh, there's actually an idea. I could have some of this doing the copper rotors. So let's have a whole pile of these here together. That's the copper sheets now. So we can take a load of those from over here. I think we need 6 in order to make 3 sheets. Is it? This here is doing its thing. Right, you here, logistics, nope, organization. You will go from here into here. And that'll do the job nicely. Into here. Just grab these and sort this. And we're good. So now over this way. Whoop. A little bit of a thump there. Jump and slide and all of these things. How are you finding your nozzle is clogging up? Like, wait, hang on. Thermal paste on the nozzle? That is different from the, like, mechanism I'm using. Like, the one mine has is just, you know, it's just your, like, it's pretty much that unit is all one part. You can change the nozzle out, but it's not actually the nozzle that contains a lot of the stuff. So right, this here, let's get these going. We need 200 of these going. You're going to consume 6 to make that. So right, you divided by 33 times 3, 99. Okay, that's all right. I'll do those. You, on the other hand, you're going to swap to the copper rotors as well for me. And we're going to have this here do its little thing as well. So you are going to load all of this crap in. No space left for this. This will keep feeding. So you are doing lots of rotors. Yep, there we go. You feed into here, you feed into here. And all of this will then be able to just keep loading. So how many are you doing? You're doing 11.25 per minute. You're doing 11.25 per minute. So that's 22.5. 22.5. You are going to upload 15 per minute. So we will end up building a backlog. And that's okay by me. So over here, we'll get this stuff. Right, we've got these modular frames. Let's build some of these out. For a change, it's not actually going to be the iron rods that are our slow point. Need to get a few more of these done. Vehicular transport. Wondering what we could actually use, sort of. I mean, obviously we could use lots of stuff for vehicular transport. Right, you're uploading a crap ton of those. Let's get 200 of these off of this. And over this way. So, into here. Modular frames, we can build another 10 of these, but we're going to need 11, so we need more iron rods as well. The steel pipes we should probably change back to steel beams for our construction. That'll be the thing. Over here, iron rod, take these. And here we go. Lovely. Now, rotor. Got 28 of these. And we got more crap being built up here as well. So let's grab some of these. It's 52 we've got there. This is going to upload a crap ton of these. So you have 6, 7, 8. Let's load these screws in. Yeah, let's upgrade these, shall we? All of this stuff then. All of it. You're going to produce a whole pile of these. You are making 50 per minute. Maybe you should be making more. Sick in the throat, fucked from coughing. Eesh. Seems everyone's getting a bit of something. But, you know the old saying, how can you tell someone's Irish? If you say you're sick, an Irish person will always say it's like, oh yeah, I think there's a touch of something going round. Don't know why, we just always have that thing. It was just like, oh, I think there's a wee bit of something going round, so there is. You, and you, and you. Let's upgrade all of these. So that once that produces, boom, yay! They come out super quick. Those will come out super quick. And there we go. It was in school. Oh, wow. Already? Jesus. That is a little bit wild to think. Already at the point where they're in school. Turned 6 on the 10th? Jesus. That is... Yeah, no harm. That's not just like feeling old. You are old now. You're officially an old person. Welcome to the club. Always sucks to be old and to feel old. It's never a nice feeling. But well. Right, this here, we got you producing how much would be used if this here, for example, was doing reinforced? 12 seconds, you would use 250 screws a minute. So I would need 5 things producing, and I would need 3 constructors doing iron plates. So you know what? That is possible to have that going. And then I would have 15 per minute on that. There we go. Lovely. Now we've got the rotors we need, so we can go ahead and do vehicular transport. Let's jump up to here and grab this. Load those in, and voila. Ready. Now, our next one is going to be advanced steel
Milestone
production.
reached. Tractors permit pioneers
Concrete,
to overrun
yay.
the world in a manner similar to
Steel
using
pipes,
lead,
happy
so that it
days.
yields a
Rotors,
rapid consumption of natural resources.
rotors we should
They
probably
also allow
definitely
you
have
to
more of.
drive
Modular
delivery
frames and
resources
concrete.
between truck stations, which in turn facilitates
So maybe
efficient
that
loading,
should be a
loading,
thing
and
for us.
refueling.
How much do you produce? You make 10 of those per minute. That's not really a great deal. So I guess if we swap one of these here over this way, if we swap it back to our reinforced plates. So let's have you do this here. You'll load in this and this. And then screws, you're doing 250 screws per minute. Actually, no, you're not. We're going to swap you for reinforced iron plate. You'll do that and load these in. So, right, you'll consume 60 per minute. You're producing 50 per minute. Slight deficit, which ain't great, but right, you'll keep doing your rotors and everything, which will be fine. Up this way, and let's see how much concrete we have in production currently. You have, between those, got about 6, well, maybe 6,000-ish. So now, let's do a bit of sorting. I think it's time for us to go and have a look for some very nice little resource pools. So we will. We'll have a look for all of that. Now, silica, I guess you will be our next one. So, we know there's the thing up there we should go and get. We should also maybe look at our rebar thing. What do we need for that? So this here, we need 5 DNA samples. Then for this, we need screws and rotors. Let's get the DNA samples then. This will do us nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that alien megafauna. Start research. And we're going to want some screws from this.
Research to develop
And
the
some
Rebar
rotors.
Gun is now available. When completed, you will be in possession of a tool effective against any local obstacles actively objecting to the
Nope.
base admission.
Rotor. Can't even spell that word apparently. You alien megafauna. Add to to-do list. Alright, nice. We've got that. Lovely stuff.
Rebar gun and iron rebar ammo unlocked.
No,
Your
pyre
mission
slugs.
will be towards preservation of fixed
We need a
items
pyre
and
shard for that, and we need 50 things.
And welcome back.
So maybe,
Refreshed.
maybe it's time we look at the pyre shards. So, yeah, we're going to do exactly that. We're going to produce one and use it to upgrade pyre slugs. Grant this. And there we go. routers would be useful.
Overclocking development
Slug
is hindered.
scanning
Power shafts
would also
can
be
now
good.
inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also
So,
possible. Note, power consumption
what is our
of low
power
power buildings
like?
increases
We can
exponentially.
produce 300 currently. Wait, we only have 2 coal power plants, so we're not actually producing the 300. Because our biomass ones are currently still... Are we? Our biomass ones are still online. Nice. So yeah. Quite enough. I remember, like, yeah, I used to watch, like, the old Resident Evil 4 streams and everything, but yeah, haven't seen her online in years and years and everything. And then, God, who else was there? I think that was the only one that we definitely had sort of the ones, but yeah, we have, like, Jesus, 10 years. That is wild. That is probably among the longest I have been speaking to people. So congratulations, you're one of the few that I still chat to semi-regularly, despite how long I've known you. Well, probably for the fact that we don't, like, always chat. It's just one of those nice ones where it's just like, yeah, no, leave off after ages and still feel like not much has changed in the world, which I quite like. I'm a fan of that sort of thing. So right, maybe let's look actually and see foundations. If I construct a thing here, so I need... Oh wait, hang on. Zoop. So there we go. There's that. You will feed up to here. You'll go like this. And then you'll do the same. So, up here, if we had production, let's go for constructors. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and damn it, awesome sinks in the way of our 8th, but that's okay. So you here, let's go for our next constructor. You'll go like this. We want you 3, logistics wise, to merge together. So you will merge like that. 1, 2, 3, you 3 will merge together, and you 2 will merge together. And then from that, we'll have these other ones merge together. So down this way, let's grab some more concrete to build this out, because then we can have a steel, like an assembler, constantly producing reinforced steel plates, or reinforced iron plates rather. So there are those working together. Let's get foundations, and we'll zip this all the way up here by 8, and you'll go down by 8. So use, if we did an assembler, and we put the assembler here. Wait, nope, can't do that. We need to have it go one more out because we still need another merger. Logistics conveyor merger. And we'll have those go in. So, you into here, you into here, and you'll be a straight line one, and you'll be a straight line one. You go into there, you go around to here, and you will go around to here. You're going to feed like that, and you are going to feed like that. You are going to be 1, 2, and 3. And then maybe this can be where we put the assembler thing into. So you will feed from this. You will do that. And you can feed from here to here. Come on. You go around to here. So this, if I'm right, you will be cast screws. We need 5 of these. Lovely. So those are done with that. And now we do the iron plates here and here. And I don't know if you can hear the doggo outside. He's not happy about something. So if I land here, there's 1, 2, 3, you, 1, 2, and we'll move you to here. You will connect to these. And then last one to here. So that's that sorted. Now, what we need is how many are you going to consume per minute? 12.5 times 5, 62.5 plus 90. You're going to need 4 smelters working full time here, which is okay by me. We already actually have these working basically. So let's get you, 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 and you dismantled. And yous are going to merge these out. So conveyor merger. There we go. Conveyor merger, merger, and merger. This is going to be lovely. Right, so you, you, and you are all set together now. And then we got to set up these splitters here. So here is going to be our first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which is our last one, so it doesn't actually need to be the whole thing. We're still going to do all of these here leading down the ways at our standard sort of rate here. Lovely jubbly. And you will just use these here standard ones just to feed in, just because I know you don't require all of the additional crap. So wait, I made a miscalculation. I need a 5th smelter operational as well, which is going to be interesting. So production, let's get 1 more smelter here. And you will feed into this. So let's get you feeding around to here. And you'll feed like this. So you are going to upgrade the belt speed, upgrade the belt speed, and upgrade the belt speed. That'll work for that. That'll feed into this here, and you are going to connect to this, which is going to have you connect all the way over to here. You feed from here. So, get these steel ones working. Lovely. Now, this should hopefully work. So you don't have power for some reason. Why do you not have power? None of you apparently have power. Oh, right. Okay, let's dismantle this, and this, and this, and then let's have you connect to this. So how are you going? You're going all right then. That'll feed all of those in. And that will then feed into over here. Let's get an industrial storage container set up. And you're going to feed in like that. So, you will produce bolted iron plates. And you will do so from up here. So this here, you can load in all of your screws and all. That'll be lovely. We've got all of these going. Oop. Let's load this, this, and this. So right, this here should be theoretically filling this up. And if I load 16 into here, then at this point, yep. So this increases now. Lovely. Infinite supply, pretty much. We are sorted on that now. This here. So you are going to be rotors. Instead, I'm going to switch you from alternate rotors to this here. I want you producing just using iron rods and screws. So you, iron rods. Load all of these in. So this here, yep, okay, lovely. You're producing loads. You'll do that there, and I guess we can have one of those feed in, suppose. Oh wait, crap. Are you not fired or something? Oh wait, you're not doing iron is what? So these here are doing their thing. Lovely. Now, I guess our smart plating, maybe we set up rotors for that kind of stuff. But let's look at an assembler up here. And we'll make the assembler, build it just here, and have it feed from two things we can have it control the flow of. So actually, we'll just have you go production assembler. There we go. Now, you will feed into here. Logistics, no, storage container. Industrial storage, okay, no. Apparently not. Let's just get some iron plates, shall we? So this here, and we need iron rods as well. That was the thing we were actually missing. Silly me. Industrial storage container is a no, but these here can be a yes. So, you and you. Well, I guess those are too close as well. Gosh darn it. You and you. So you feed into this, and you feed into this. I want you producing... What do I want you producing is a question. Fine concrete. Could make a crap ton of that. Smart plating. So we would need 100 and 100. Let's build this up here. Oop. You feed from here, you go to there. So maybe instead you should connect to a storage container out here. Let's dismantle this. And you go into here. You are going to produce rotors. So let's get a few hundred screws. Right, so this might be 10. You require 100 per minute to produce 4. So 100 produces 4. So if I had 100 produces 4. So 25, I need 25,000 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 5,000 right there. You're going to do this, and you're going to do this. Right. So you will produce a crap ton of these. You're going to make those and fill up with 500 of those. And then I also need rods. So does 1 rod equal 5 equals 1? So I need 5,000 iron rods. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to work for me and produce this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will produce 4 per minute. So you're going to be constantly pumping away in the background making loads of these. And these rotors that are uploading to there, you're going to just sit in here until eventually we can make a load of these rotor plates. Oh crap. I took 1 there. Let's have you produce that, and steel beams are no-no. Let's move over this way, and we're going to upgrade our coal station, not quite coal station, our steel facility up this way. And the steel facility will instead be used to mass produce what exactly? Steel beams. Beams are going to be the thing for us. So that will be our plan. Eventually, when we get like water logistics, we're going to be able to have wet concrete production, and the wet concrete production we can combine with a foundry to be making loads of molded steel beams all at once, which will be fantastic. Meantime, over here we got this that is completely chock-a-block. You are going to swap over to steel beams now. So let's have this here. It's going to upload all of this, but we don't want it to. So you're doing that. You have loads of steel, which is good. And then to here, we can get rid of this bit. So steel beams are doing their part now. We also have concrete, and we've got the modular frames we should totally get operational as well. I'm trying to think where there might be a space where we can set up a place that has coal and iron pretty much right next to each other on a, like, the same level of purity. But I can't think of it right now, which is a shame. So at the very least, we could look at the possibility of increasing our upload rate, or do we increase our depot size? We'll upload these. This. Can't upload any more of those. but at least we can use them for construction of some kind. So over this here way. Damn. Annoying little bug just landed on me. Maybe what we're going to do is make some power shards. Let's go for it. We'll have you produce 10 per minute. So these here, this will do its thing and produce 10 every minute. Please don't shut down my grid. Oh, thank God. So you'll do your thing here. You're going to use 250 per minute. You're going to use 50 per minute. So, yeah, I can work with that. Let's let it do its thing. Up here, we don't have anything really to concern ourselves with. You are producing loads of reinforced iron plating, which I'm hoping you will continue to do. You over here are now out of things for rotors. So this is now out of stuff? Huh. Interesting. Let's load this into here. And you will then fill up. And I guess we get the copper sheets uploading, maybe? So here we go. We can dismantle some of this, maybe. Or do we have you produce 12.5 per minute to do that, and you will be 15 per minute. Maybe we will just have a smelter here, and he will feed out to a logistics splitter. Oh wait, wrong way around. So splitter, you feed to here, you feed to here, you feed to here. You are going to feed to this, and then you will go to here, and you go to, oh, let's dismantle this and have it feed instead from here. That will mean this will constantly be producing more rotors, which will be good for us. So let's see, you are iron ingots producing screws, you are producing rods. Happy days, that'll be us operational. And lovely. So our base is hideous right now. Truly hideous. But at least we can use the opportunity to try and get up to there and see what all we can find from our stuff. Oh wait, you need to be iron ingots. Alrighty, so let's try and make our way up to the surface up there. Collect what we can from the crash site. You can hear the mew mew there, which is from the underground spitters, not spitters, stingers, I think maybe stingers, yeah. The ones that are like arachnophobia mode enabled. So let's see, up this here way, let's go. So, on trying to go. Up here, bounce and slide. Can I make it up the hill? No, I can't. Won't make it up this either, but I can try to make it up this. So let's do that then. We'll go up this here and capture whatever's up at the top there. Because we're in a better position now, I think, at least. I mean, our health is higher. We can try and survive the attack up here. Yes, it's a very dangerous hatcher that there is, but might be able to deal with it without too much hassle. So let's go this here way. Well, there we go. Hatcher remains sorted. It sounds like it's going to be a... Yep, it's a spitter. Okay. Okay, ouch. Summer sloop, you say? Okay, then. Let's see. You're gonna do that. Do your little spit attack against me. That's okay. Lovely. So, we can grab the summer sloop. Side quest to reformatting an external hard drive. Girlfriend, because one of her SSDs. Ooh. Yeah, that's not a pleasant thing. Never happy when an SSD decides to kick it in. You're like, I thought the whole point of you was that you're meant to be built solid. But, terrible joke, I know. But that's good of you to be doing that kind of thing. It's nice that even when people are broke, they're still looking out for each other. Come on then. Let's roll. Let's slip and slide. Now, up to the surface here. Let's get this. Grab this. Oh, shite. I have found a lot more of my stuff I prefer having on, like, cloud backup now. I actually went for, like, the OneDrive, like the Microsoft Office package that gave, like, 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage. Just because from the amount of video footage that I capture and all, it was like, yeah, this seems like a worthwhile thing to have. So that if I'm trying to put together, like, a video or something, I can be like, hey, so this is able to be edited on either my laptop or my desktop now. Which is definitely a handy little thing to have. Just for sometimes it gets too warm in this here home office. And then it's just like, yeah, no, I need to be in the cooler room. So up we go here. Right, this here. Ouch. So this here is doing its thing. You have already produced the bugs. So, yep. There we go. While those are flying about. Whoop. Grab the crystal oscillator. Grab quick wire. What do we need here? Quartz crystals. Okie dokes. So let's get the hell out of here. He sees a trooper. Well, that's good that it cleared up the issues. Whenever I got mine built up and all, it was a real fucker to try and get operational. It turns out the original motherboard I'd gone for during transit, one of the capacitors or something, like, might even have been the chipboard itself, had a crack on the memory module. So whenever I tried using the second RAM slot, it just would always crash. But then I like ordered a new motherboard, got it all situated and all that there, and now it runs pretty damn well now. Which is very good. I'm very much a fan of how it runs. This here, yep. I find that hilarious, the fact that it actually does like a big grumpy sounding meow whenever it's doing an attack. Oh, stingers. You terrify the crap out of me, but you know what? Arachnophobia mode does make you incredibly entertaining to deal with, I will say. So up this way, what do we got? Aha. Here we go. We got all this stuff here. 36 in it. Yeah, I mean, at 3060 you should be pretty chill without having to worry about upgrading or anything. So there's a crystal oscillator. Right. You need silica. We have silica. So let's use the silica. That's just friggin' rude, buddy. That's just friggin' rude for you to be attacking me like that. Grab this. And there we go.
The hard
No.
drive contained both data and the soul of this freighter. Disconnecting it has destroyed the soul, but the data can be analyzed in the MAM, so everything is okay.
Oh. Did they really have to phrase it as destroyed the soul of this? You don't max most of your games. I'm the same. I prefer playing on a nice sort of steady frame rate rather than everything being super pretty. Even when I'm playing like on the Series X, I'm always just like, let's prioritize performance instead of quality. Because most games, like, they don't really need to be on the highest graphics settings and all. They still look pretty good. Like this looks gorgeous. And this is not on the highest. This is on what? Yeah. Just running it on medium. Because I would rather run it on medium and get a solid 60 frames per second, where I can also be like watching YouTube and all on the second screen, stuff like that, watching streams and all. Oh yeah, Elden Ring's a gorgeous one. That's the thing, a lot of games I feel like they've moved away from going, it has to be photorealistic, and they've moved towards, it has to have an art style, it has to look good. You know, make it be pretty. That would be far better. Let's move this, and this across. So, right, you, and you, and you. And let's load these into here. Do we have the stuff from this? Yep, this one has been acquired. So right, we'll leave those hatchers there to do their things. This spitter is probably going to knock us off the cliff as soon as we're done. Nope. He failed at that. Huh. Good job, too. Does it function to have a decent story and gameplay? Exactly. You know, I mean, for me, I still go back and play like old Command and Conquer. Like CNC or Red Alert, still playing it. Red Alert 2 and 3 and all, yeah, still playing them. Why? Because they're friggin' fantastic. That's why. Not because they're the best looking games in terms of being realistic, but because they're artistically impressive. One of the ones I'm not sure about, to be perfectly honest, though, is going to be LSD Dream Emulator. That's an interesting name for a title. 50 and 100. So Mycelia could be a good thing for us to get that. 100 routers. Where do we go for this kind of thing? And scan it. Quartz. Crystal Oscillator, we could have those, and that would unlock that, and that. Oh, priority merger. Interesting. Sulfur, what about you? Oh, we need coal for that. Right, let's go over this way and find out how we're looking here. You were on 167. Okay, so this should get us to 200, I think. Yeah, this will get us to 200. So, okay, you upload, you upload, you upload. This and this we'll put together. You'll be fine. We'll merge these and upload it. You, on the other hand, we're going to scan a hard drive and see what all we've got going. So up here, we could do concretes and all that kind of crap. So yeah, let's actually do that. Concrete quartz crystals. We'll grab a bunch of these here. And this will get us thing. There was one, like, I've recently started using, what's the name of it? RetroArch. RetroArch is just insanely user-friendly and all. I used it to play through, like, the original Silent Hill a few months back. Before I was doing, like, Silent Hill 2 and 3. Eventually maybe do, like, HD collection. Or no, not HD collection, for the room. Because I have done 2 and 3 under the HD collection. But, you know, that'll probably take a wee bit. Right, let's get this. And over we go this way. Do we have what we need, actually, for summer slooping stuff? Alien technology. This here, we'd need 10 of that. And then we don't. We need a lot more of that. And we need 50 circuit boards. So at least we can upload that bit and get it sorted. We can get this done and then, right. So SAM fluctuators, we're going to need a lot of those. Upload all of this stuff. This will do its little piece. Right, we're going up this way to our base up there so that we can try and get some more reanimated SAM. That should be something we should do, actually. We should set up a constructor up here. And the constructor up here will be in charge of our, what do you call it? Constructor up here will be in charge of reanimated SAM. And we can also upgrade our power while we're up this way. Once our next one has been completed, our next hard drive research, that is going to be our clue that it's time to get ready for bed. Because it is currently like 11:30 here, and I am in the office tomorrow. And I got a decent amount of work to be doing in the office as well. So, you know, occasionally I have to tell myself, yeah, I should probably sleep. Just because if I don't, no one else is going to tell me. And then I'm going to be an idiot and not sleep enough. And then just be tired the entire goddamn day tomorrow. So let's see where we're at in terms of fire stuff. Do we have what we would need for another water extractor plus 2 coal-powered generators? I've got what I need for that, which is very nice. So maybe it's time to be upgrading that. So over this here way, lovely. Foundations. Let's have these here go over a little bit. And right. In here, we're going to put another 2 power plants. So that's that offline. Bring you online. Oop. You connect to here. You connect to here. You into there. And then you will go all the way over to there. Wire is too long. Darn. So there we go. Those are now together. Let's get a water extractor here. And you will produce pipeline running to here. Oh, really? Okay, I guess these are going to have to feed in from a different way then. We're going to have these go in this side. So fire. Let's get more foundations set up here. And another batch here. Power. Coal-fired generator here and here. And we'll set up a water extractor here. So you connect to there. You connect to there. And you connect to there. Lovely. So this here. Okay, you do feed a bunch of coal in there. Okay, so that impacts something here. You will feed around to here. And you will feed into a couple of splitters here. So logistics, let's go for a splitter here. Lovely. So you into that, and you into this. Pipeline, you feed from that. And let's have you feed from here. You feed to here. So let's see just what this does. You pumping enough water? You should be, hopefully. Yep, you're doing all right. Let's upgrade all of these. It'll be. Okay, right. Let's bounce like this then. So you upload, upload, and upload. There we go. All of these here will do there a little bit. You're maxing out your coal. And then what we can do is the ones over this way, we'll have them feed at the highest possible rate. Whoop. You, and you. So right. Over this here way, you'll feed in like this. You go like this. And lovely. Next up is Conveyor Mark III. Conveyor Mark III. Conveyor Mark III. And this will do its little bit. So that there is feeding down fine. And we're good, I think. So, now over this way, we'll set up a little bit on the island here. So you are producing that, but we don't need you anymore. You can switch off. So instead, what I want this doing is let's build some foundations. 3, 3, and creature in the way. Okay, creature's not going to move. That's fine. Let's have you dismantle that, and you are going to be a constructor here. You will be doing reanimated Sam. So this here is going to upload 90 per minute. We should have this split all its stuff across. All right, you know what? You will feed into here, but then you will feed around into here. And you are going to do organization storage container. Build that in there, and then maybe this on top here. Yeah, that should be our thing. So you will go to here. And then finally, you, logistics, conveyor belt Mark III, build this. And you'll upload all of this. So into here, let's pop all of this, and it will constantly fill up on that. This is going to upload all the reanimated Sam. And we should be in a much better position. So, now that that's uploading, we are going to head back on down to home base. And once we hit home base, we are going to choose our research, save the game, and quit out. That'll be us for a while. So, down we go. I mean, I say a while. We will be back on playing it next week, but aside from next week, we're going to be doing Tamriel Tuesdays tomorrow, just because, why not? You know, playing a little bit of Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, where we're going through and we're going to be doing the arena, trying to finish off the arena. After that, on Wednesday, we're doing more Warcraft 3, where hopefully we'll be able to get a good bit farther into the Orcish campaign. I think, yeah, no, after the Orcs is the Night Elf. Friday is up in the air. I don't know what Friday is going to be. Friday afternoon is going to be Fallout 4. But Friday evening, I can't remember if it's this week or next week, but there's a video game themed pub quiz that I'm definitely heading to, because I would probably know a good few answers. And who knows, maybe at some point we'll get back to painting my little buddy here. Been doing a little bit of zombie dragon for Warhammer painting. I've got a few little details to do on him just to add the bits in, but I think he's looking pretty okay as far as things go. So we will choose some of this stuff and then we are going to save and quit for the evening. So this here, you're feeding in nicely. Where is our, here we go. Hard drive scans completed. Solid steel ingot or steel screws. That's tempting. 60 per minute. That's quicker to produce, actually. Or steel screws. No, we're going to rescan iron alloy. Damn it. Crap. Or is it? Molded beam is still tempting. Right. Let's go for alien technology. And this here, we do not have SAM fluctuator, but you know what? We've got a few of these things. We'll grab some of this and we'll try and craft some. Okay, so we got one. It's going to be what? 15 per minute, so 24 seconds before we have that there. Damn it. Well, still. It's something at least. Right, so now we can create one more. And this will get us ready. So, alien technology, build this. And then summer sloop. That's going to be our big guy.
Potential for harnessing alien energy completely.
Megafauna,
CIG
we
has
don't.
identified 2 development tracks requiring additional research to integrate summer sloops safely and efficiently into
Caterium.
technology.
Let's go for Caterium ore and bring this down.
Contains instruments to compose symphonies of root and rot and recycling. Shrines to evolution and revolution.
So, alrighty. Got a few more things we can do.
The metal
Mycelia will be.
after Fixit's greatest CEO, Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold.
We have not uploaded any
Specifically in
mycelium,
advanced electronics due to its
so we should
superconductivity,
consider
durability,
fixing
and
that.
corrosion resistance.
So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We should get a 5th one, so we should. So if we uploaded 500, well, I guess we'll find out how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will be 200 rotors, so long as I can upload 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 of those. I could do with more screws. Right, let's upgrade all of this so that we've got quicker rates of upload. So right, 250. Right, if you are 500, we need 10. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 10 batches. You are going to be swapping to cast screws now. Need you producing a whole pile of these. Once this is consumed, think I need to start mass producing. I need to set up basic factories to produce a whole pile of stuff. Screws, particularly. So that's... We need more of these. Let's switch you over to cast screws. You'll do this here. Produce 20 of those. This will be 150 screws and right. You up here, we got these, all of these. Give me more screws, please. I need a crap ton. Right, I can load another batch in here. And that'll be like 150. But this is going to be us for the meantime. We're going to save as Streamlands. We're going to close it all off. And let's see. What all are we going to do? Yeah, I think we're just going to call it there for the evening. So let's switch it over to the ending page. And I shall see y'all tomorrow evening, hopefully, for a little bit of Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. Meantime, take care of yourselves and have a wonderful, lovely little Tuesday.